NTV.
Morning at NTV, we are live from Kampala Serena Conference Center. I'm Andrew Chamagero, Omuntuawensi. I'll tell you something, do something. Get yourself off your lazy back and do something. Now, when COVID-19 hit the country, hundreds of people were forced into temporary work to keep themselves busy at home, and some tried out poultry. Now, to help us understand this business, especially on the treatment side, we have Dr. Kasim Njalira from the RTC Laboratory at Makerere University's College of Veterinary Medicine. Good morning, Doctor.
Yes, good morning.
It's an honor to have this conversation, and I'm very gratified that you're young and enthusiastic about this. Let's talk about the poultry industry in Uganda. How big is this industry?
To start with, the poultry industry is comprising of about 40 to 50 million birds, which actually includes chicken, turkeys, ducks, and so others. And majorly, it is split into the big commercial farmers who are mainly breeders who breed these chicks and they sell to the medium-scale farmers. And these also range between large commercial, like for example, people who own commercial layer farms and commercial broiler farms. Then there are also the small-scale farmers.
What are the benefits there in the poultry industry? Because most Ugandans actually doing the heartbeat, they're just doing it for subsistent avenues, not for business avenues. What more opportunities lie in that industry?
Actually, basing on the recent increase in the population, in the last 20 years, the population of Uganda has actually doubled, almost now tripling.
But we love poultry.
And so there is actually an avenue because of the growing population. It becomes as an alternative source of income and also protein, so which increases the demand because it is easier to access.
You see, when people hear that there is money, they get excited. But me, I would like to understand the challenges. What are the challenges in the poultry industry? Because you, as someone who is much more grounded in that business, you've seen the do's and the don'ts.
Yeah, to start with, the biggest challenge is to maintain and regulate the feeds that are actually given to the birds. Then there are also other challenges like the source of vaccines, poor transport, because someone has to come, for example, to Kampala and transport a vaccine to maybe Adjumani, because this is where they are loaded from, and sometimes you lose the potency if you don't maintain what we call cold chain.
Okay. Now that brings me to the conversation we're having today. What does RTC Laboratory do with regards to poultry?
Yeah. Actually, what RTC as a laboratory does is to, it actually helps the farmers to know and ascertain whether their birds are vaccinated. And that is called vaccine monitoring. Here, birds are sampled and blood is picked, and after it is taken to the laboratory, processed, and then the level of antibodies is tested, and this can give you a clear picture whether the vaccine you gave actually worked with the birds or it did not work, and it can help you to avoid being struck by.
Well, Dr. Njalira, looking at these, how big is RTC Lab? Is it nationwide, or are you based in the metropolitan? Because someone watching this could be in a Abim district, or it could be in Toroko or in Tungamo, and the poultry farmers. What you're suggesting and alluding to is people need to learn to test if the vaccination was right.
Yes.
There is a lot of fake drugs on the market. But even those who vaccinated them, are they qualified? So does RTC go nationwide, or is it metropolitan?
Actually, RTC initially, when it started in 2015, the major area of focus was the metropolitan Kampala, but now it has gone nationwide. And with recent improvements, we are hoping we shall actually go international.
All right, as a doctor, also birds are vaccinated, right?
Yeah.
That's true. How are they vaccinated, and how can you tell a genuine vaccine from the fake ones in the market?
How the birds are vaccinated depends on the manufacturer of the vaccine. But to mention a few, We usually give the vaccine in drinking water. We can actually give an injection under the skin, usually called subcutaneous, and we can also do eye drops. But that is indicated on the vaccine that you're buying. It is not a rule that you buy a vaccine, you do
the way you want it.
You want it. It is prescribed by the manufacturer. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about, as a vet doctor, what do you advise poultry farmers who have sick birds to do? And how do they get rid of them? Or at what levels do they say, now I can get rid of these ones?
Yeah, it entirely depends on the purpose of the farm. We have broiler farms where you keep the birds for 4 to 5 or 6 weeks, depending on your market. Then we also have layer farms where you keep the birds entirely for, actually for eggs. Now it all depends. If I say I have a layer farm, I am supposed to keep them to a time they will stop laying. They are called off layers. That is when I get rid of them. But when the birds get sick, it does not mean you have to get rid of them. First and foremost, for poultry farms, we have to do prevention and adhere to biosecurity, which is the rule. Because it is very hard to always be treating, and it's expensive, and it can quite cost the farm.
Okay.
So prevention is better, which
is better than cure.
Which is by vaccination and biosecurity. But also in vaccination, there is what we call being sure whether they are vaccinated or they were just given the vaccine.
Oh, is it different?
Yeah,
How different is that?
Yeah, like for example, I will say if I come and give you a bottle of vaccine containing water,
yes,
and I tell you this is the vaccine, and you give it to the birds,
yes,
you will take it that the birds are being vaccinated.
Yet they're not.
Yet they're not. So what you are supposed to do is, to be sure, you can get the birds, sample them, take to RTC, and then antibody titers are done. That is when you'll be ascertain that actually what I gave was a vaccine.
So some people lose birds and their birds die even when they think they vaccinated them, but they used a fake drug or they just used water with ignorance of the real factor.
Yeah, actually, we get many of these cases. The farmer said, I have adhered to, you know, when the breeder gives you the chicks,
yes,
they give you what we call a vaccination schedule. That on this day, you're supposed to give this vaccine, on this day, this vaccine. So they keep following
the schedule.
But still the birds succumb to the same diseases that they are vaccinating against. So as RTC, we are helping the farmers every day to actually be confident that their birds are
vaccinated with the right vaccine. What kind of diseases do you vaccinate the birds from, for example?
We usually vaccinate diseases basing on their status. Mostly in Uganda, we do the ones that are endemic. I mean, the ones that are within us. Like, for example, there's Newcastle disease, Gomboro. There's also infectious bronchitis, and many others.
Those are many. Those are quite enough for the show. You'll scare people who eat chicken. But let's go again. How can farmers, you know, vaccinate or treat their birds in case there is a disease? How fast should they attend to it?
Yeah, I would say in case there is a disease, there are always professionals to help you out. The first thing that you have to do is call a professional, then he will come and diagnose.
You know, some people don't even know that they're professionals at the district level or the parish level. For them, they just say, maybe I'm just going to get some little weeds and give them, and maybe they will be better. And this affects us. But are there new diseases farmers should be concerned about with regards to the birds?
Actually, when I say are there new diseases, I think that is not a good phrase, but there are diseases that farmers do not know are existing.
Okay.
They are not necessarily new.
Yes.
Like we talk of avian reovirus.
What does it do?
It actually affects the birds, but for it majorly, it should be avoided by the person who is breeding.
Oh.
Because by the time the chicks reach the farmer, they are actually infected.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, so here the breeders, actually mostly the breeders,
need to be careful.
They need to be careful with this. And also mycoplasma They also have to be careful with that disease because it also affects
It's also at the breeder stage.
the breeder stage.
Wow. So how do they avoid it?
And how they avoid it is by vaccinating. And when you vaccinate, you actually pick samples and test whether the parent stock
Yes.
are vaccinated and have antibodies in them. And they will pass the antibodies to the young ones.
Well, it is the morning at NTV. We are having a great conversation with Dr. Jalira Kasim from the RTC laboratory. If you're a farmer, you need to listen to this conversation, especially if you're in poultry. He alludes to the diseases that are low key, but we don't pay attention to them. Now, Doctor, just wrap up this conversation. How bad can it be if someone doesn't see these diseases or these viruses and bacteria in time for the poultry business?
Yeah, I hate to admit the fact that my mom also had a poultry farm, and we had such a scenario.
Okay.
One day we had over 1,000 layer birds,
Yes.
and the following morning we were left with only 120.
What happened to the others?
They had all died, and we had piled them in sacks.
Sorry.
And I'm not ashamed to say, I think it was drug abuse because we used all concoctions of drugs. By then, I was not
without regulation.
by then, I was not a professional. But now, with professional knowledge, I know there are many people out there who might also be going through the same.
Yes.
And I wouldn't like them to face the same problem, yet there is a solution.
How best can they get in touch with the RTC laboratory?
They can go to our website, and they can also visit.
What is your website? What's your website, Doctor?
Yeah, RTC Lab, www.rtclab, Makerere University.
RTC Lab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or our Facebook page.
RTC Lab.
Yeah. Then for those who are within the metropolitan area, they can always come to the university and they ask for the lab and
RTC Lab.
RTC Lab.
Well, there you have it. If you're a farmer and you're losing your birds, the poultry business at times gets a little bit tedious when it gets to feeds. But now we're talking about the vaccination. It's much more imperative that your birds are safe because it's a business you must see thrive from one level to another. Look out for the RTC Lab, www.rtclab.com, I think so, and you can get there. Or if you're around Kampala, go to Makerere University and ask for RTC Lab. Dr. Kasim and the others will actually be in position to help you. Don't just assume your poultry was vaccinated. Have it tested. We'll take a break for now and we'll be back.